And Mind Crypto here. I hope we're all having a wonderful day. Please remember, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and none of the information provided in this video should ever be a signal to buy or to sell. But first and foremost, we look at these crypto bubbles, and as we can see, we are ranked at 78. Again, that market cap still under that $900 million mark, currently sitting under $70 at $69.55. Current volume still very, very low. 24-hour volume is $11.25 million. We're down 0.25% in the hour, up 3.5% in the day. Now, it's looking better today, a little bit more green. Hopefully things are settling over in the world, the macroeconomics and everything else that's going on, but it could all change in an instant. We are hopefully going up because most people are hoping that we are in October and things are likely to rocket, but we'll have to wait and see because we need BTC to start doing its thing. Because as you can see here, the market cap is, the whole market cap of crypto is up 2.17%, and BTC dominance at 54.6. Again, we need that to rise so we can see that trickle down into the alts. And this brings me to this. Now, this is quite important. I look at BTC dominance, and as we can see here, this big arrow, obviously we're going to see BTC at some point take its run to wherever, whatever people think it might be. I think probably around the 100 to the 120,000 mark at some point, but we need to be aware when to sell effectively. And I'm looking for this 42% mark on the BTC dominance where we see that flow into alts. Now, I may sell before then. We're going to talk about that in a moment. And if we look at the USD dominance, we can see here the USDT dominance. Again, we're looking for this around about 2.75s as we see the USDT dominance go down. We're seeing that money flow into hopefully the alts and crypto as a whole. And at that point, again, I will start to sell my bags. Now, I may sell before then, but again, we're going to talk about that in a moment. As we can see, currently the exchange reserves at the moment currently sitting on 207.4 thousand. Now we're still waiting for that pattern to play out and we start to see some of those wallets that I follow start to stack. Hopefully that'll happen in the next couple of days because that's the way it has over the last 3 or 4 months at the start of the month. So looking rather good. Now we see this from the Digital Pound Foundation. Really, really important. UK's Finance's latest report on the UK Regulated Liability Network marks a milestone in financial market infrastructure. The project, involving industry leaders like Barclays, Citi and Visa, explored tokenization and programmability in payments. Technology partners Quant, R3 and DXC Technology and Coadjute developed a multi-issuer DLT-based platform for interacting with various forms of money, seamlessly integrating systems like open banking. The project highlighted economic value, new functionalities, a common access point for firms, and regulatory flexibility. Jana McIntosh, Managing Director of Payments, Innovation and Operational Resilience at UK Finance, emphasised the scale of the UK payment system, which processes £11 trillion in payments annually, stating the success of RLN experiment shows the potential of technology to transform the customer experience and deliver economic value and benefits for society. The private sector wants to invest in the future of commercial bank money, but needs a partnership with regulators to do so. And we hear here a quote from Gilbert Verdian, the founder of Quant, added, "The RLN isn't just about enhancing the efficiency of our current payment infrastructure. It's about creating different forms of money that will transform the way value and assets are moved and managed. Programmability brings new functionality across payments and settlement that are inconceivable under the current system." And again, Martin Hargreaves, the Chief Product Officer at Quant, noted the importance of maintaining the UK's leadership in payments innovation, saying the latest phase of RLN demonstrates the value that programmable payments can bring in levelling up UK banking ahead of other countries. R3's Chief Commercial Officer, who Quant happened to be a partner with, Kate Karimzan, praised the collaborative nature of the project, asserting that it demonstrates our advanced technology implementation capability and sets out a roadmap for the UK economy to leverage the benefits of tokenization. The RLN experimentation phase underscores the transformative potential of programmable payments and sets the foundation for future innovations in the UK's financial markets. The next steps will involve further collaboration with regulators and broaden industry to turn these technological advancements into concrete benefits for society and the economy. Now, this is really, really exciting. And this is why I love Quant, because they are part of something that is going to be huge. And what I like about this is when they talk about leveling up, because leveling up is something, again, we all need to be doing in our own free time, not just waiting for the quant to, or whatever coins you're in, to hit that milestone that you're looking for. Now, if we look here, now I find this quite important. Now, from knowledge up, if you haven't been in the trenches for the last 5 years, learning new things on a daily basis, you're likely getting wrecked one way or another. There's no shortcut. A lucky gamble isn't wealth. It can destroy you and your family's lives if you aren't ready to manage the money. Now, forget the meme here. What I found important here, and using the word level up and learning new things on a daily basis. Now, well, there's a reason why I hadn't produced videos for quite some time. Obviously, I was with my family. I like to spend a lot of time with them because I think that's important. But also, I've been learning. I've been doing so much research with regards to a business. Now, and what I'm going to do when I see those figures, those numbers that I'm looking for. Now, everybody should be doing this, because there's no point getting a load of money and doing nothing with it, because obviously at that point, you're just going to spend it. And what I've done is I found something that I will use when I get that money. Now, what this will also enable me to do is not wait for the top numbers. You know, with big figures, a lot of people sitting there on their hands waiting for these big numbers, big figures, whatever coin you're in, you're waiting for those numbers. The problem I see with that is because I have created something that will be ready when that money comes in. So it would enable me not to wait for the very, very top. It'll allow me to leave a lot earlier, because I'll be able to use that money in a way that will create more wealth. You know, some people will focus on, real estate, other assets, commodities, everything, and they'll use that and pop that wealth into something else. Now, I'm going to pop that wealth into something I've already created that will be ready and running when I see the number that I want. And that's the great thing about it, is that I'm leveling up in the background. I'm focused on learning and creating. So at some point when my numbers come in, which I'm guessing will be before most, because most people, again, are just waiting for a big, big number and hoping they can sit on a beach somewhere doing nothing. But for me, it's more about continuing moving forward. So I create something, get the money that I need to be able to do that, and a bit more, obviously. And that allowed me to continue building. And then possibly at the next bull run, whenever that may be, I'll then reinvest more to keep building again. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking the pressure off myself. I'm taking the pressure away from waiting for those huge numbers that a lot of people are throwing around. I can get out of the market and start to build something else. And I think if you're not doing that, what Knowledge Up's saying here is that you'll get wrecked, because you're waiting for these huge numbers. You haven't got a plan in place, which then inevitably means that the money you get from whatever, if you manage to get out at the right time, will go into a lifestyle. It will go into a business for me, which will create further positive lifestyle. Now, if you are one of those people, I think you need to be focused on working out what you're going to do with those funds. Are you going to work those funds afterwards, or you're just going to do nothing with them? Or are you going to be one of those people that's so hell bent on waiting for the top price that you're going to miss it and you're going to end up right at the bottom again? This is why creating something beforehand will allow you to feel confident in your abilities to be able to leave the market a little bit earlier. I'm not saying that you're going to leave, too early, but what I am saying is when you've got a plan, it makes it far, far easier. Whatever that plan may be, make it positive. There you go, guys. All the best, and I'll catch you later.